Hello everyone, this is Rocco the Crayons with another video for you. I'm still not over my Dungeons & Dragons 4th edition nonsense, and I got one more thing to show you. And this is quite a cool thing, if I do say so myself. Those of you who are familiar with Dungeons & Dragons are probably aware of a little item called the Deck of Many Things, and it's in this box set. This is an adventure for characters of level 6 to 8 for the 4th edition game, Madness at Gardmore Abbey. I do believe it was a pretty popular one back then. Pick a card, any card it says. And it shows you what's in here. You got 4 32-page books, 2 double-sided battle maps, 2 die-cut sheets of cardstock tokens and dungeon tiles, and the Deck of Many Things, plus 2 exclusive treasure cards. And here you get a look at the contents. There's everything that's in there. Here's what you use it with. And down here, again, we have the nice price of only $39.99 for all that's entailed. And unlike my Dungeon Master's kit, I actually have everything in here. So let's crack it open. Alright, oh, and by the way, let's get a good look at that cover. That's another Ralph Horsley one. And if you notice in the artwork here, this is an Etten, and he's wearing a cloak made out of a displacer beast. It's really, really weird. And there's some orcs. Look at that orc. Rah! And this one over here, too. Oh, they look bad. In a good way. Alright, here's the tokens. Some of the major players of the story got their tokens here. You got a ogre mage or an oni. You got an owlbear, everyone's favorite creature. And a Barlgura. I think that's how you say it. Oh, and also, in this game, well, we'll go over it later, but you see some of these, just an icon on the thing? I'll explain to you what those are. Get that out of the shade, I guess. And then there's warped magic for your fight with the beholder. And that's pretty cool. And again, the backside. Oh, neat. Anyways, yeah, the back, it has the bloodied condition. There's some web tokens. There's some other, there's where the rest of them are. On the back side. Okay, cool. This second sheet is just dungeon tiles to add a little something to the maps. You know, a certain, like a dude encased in ice. There's a bunch of those. There's a hole, looks a bottomless pit, some caltrops, which make for difficult terrain. On the other side, you got some sarcophagi. Not sure what those are. There's a font of some kind. That's kind of neat. There's a obelisk that's toppled. Some good stuff in here. And of course, this right here, the Deck of Many Things, in this nice little plastic baggie. How about I open that up? Alright, so that's the back of the cards right there. That's what they all look like. But on the other side, you see the card name. Comet. Vizier. Star. Moon. Why that one was upside down. Flames. This one here, you gain the enmity of some extraplanar being. That's the card you pull. Run! Oh yeah, all the items you have that are magical, they turn to dust. Throne. Yeah, you get a castle. It's pretty cool. Balance. Oh, this one's bad. Go away, you. Anyways, balance. Uh, it makes good guys do bad things and bad guys do good things. It's really bad. Dungeon. This is where you disappear and you're held in stasis, and the rest of the party has to go and free you from a dungeon. There's the skull card. When you pull this, a bunch of crazy incorporeal undead come out and try to kill you. There's the gem card. You get rich when you pull that one. Fates. This is a good one. You get to like change your fate one time. The void. This one's bad. You pull this card and your guy falls unconscious and his spirit is taken somewhere else. And yeah, it's up to the group to find where they took what's left of you and find you back. And then there's Idiot. Yeah, that makes you dumb. Talons. I don't remember what that one does. Probably takes something from you. Fool. Yeah, this one you got to pull 3 cards and take the worst one. Yeesh. Urail. Not sure what that one does either. Huh. Knight. You get the service of a guy with 70 hit points and a bunch of healing surges. Key. This will unlock anything. The Jester. I think that's pull 2 and take the better one. Sun. That's a good one. Rogue. That's another one that's good. So that's the deck of many things. And here's book 1. Madness at Gardmore Abbey. Book 1, Gardmore Abbey. And we'll get in here. It's very much like that adventure I showed you the other day. But this is a super adventure. Takes 4 books. Lots of encounters. Lots of background on this adventure. This is the fall of Gardmore Abbey right there. And that artwork is by Zoran Boros and Gabor Skiznai. Sorry if I wrecked your name, dude. That's a tough one. Alright, and so this adventure is different every time. You have this table here where you get to, like, who's the secret collector and what cards are held by different people. It'll make a different encounters. It'll make different things. And there's a fight. You have to fight with the secret collector who is like one of the big guys, one of your allies in the game. You don't have to kill him, but you do have to fight him. And this is Gardmore Abbey from above. Like this up here is the actual abbey, and then this here is the town that was built around it. But the town is overrun with orcs now. And this is a scene from the past. And there's some more orcs looking badass. And as it takes you, like if it takes you more times to go back to try to take the gates, these are the reinforcements that come. And that's kind of cool. And there's additional combatants down there too. And this is what an orc campsite looks like if you're going to go fight it. So you got level 4 minion brutes, and you got your orc pummelers and your rampagers. And there's a Fey Grove here with a lot of different stuff. Just want to show you this stuff. And here's a dungeon map of the dungeon beneath Gardmore Abbey. It's been overrun by undead, and there's a crazy necromancer. There's the stats for a bone crusher skeleton. He's pretty cool. Here's the second floor beneath. And this place here is overrun with gnolls and minotaurs. And then here's the actual deck of many things chapter. It tells you how it works. Like in this game, if you carry one of the cards, you can throw it on the ground and it'll make a spot on the ground where you can use a power. And you can see some of the powers here. The Dungeon of Despair. Oh, look at this one. That's evil as all hell. Calling on the power of the dungeon card, you imprison one of your foes in a cell between the worlds. It's only usable once per encounter. It's a standard action, close burst 5. You must be on the dungeon token square. One creature in the burst, plus 11 versus will. The target is removed from play. Save ends. Wow. And then the dungeon token pushes you as far as possible, up to 5 squares in a random direction. So you see, it's different. But this is what happens when you don't have the whole deck. You just have some cards. And, you know, you can get different effects. And some of them are really cool. Some are pretty scary. The Sun card. Sun's Refreshment. You can spend a Healing Surge, and you gain concealment from enemies adjacent to you until the end of your next turn, so that makes you harder to hit. And you get some hit points back. And here it is as a magical item. Once you have the whole thing, it's a sorcerer implement. Basically, it's like a magic wand, but it uses a tome. If you're Pact of the Tome Warlock in 5th edition, maybe you can use this. And it has special benefits, and it's an artifact, so it has concordance. Things will go up and down as you satisfy the thing, and it gains more powers, but when it's unsatisfied, it'll do all kinds of nasty things to get rid of you. And then here's all the effects, like balance, it's a ruin. You've been judged and found wanting. If you're good, you gotta kill a good thing. It's And then you can choose to become unaligned or evil. If you're evil, you can do good things. Comet, yeah, I knew that was a good one. Double the XP reward for the next major quest you get. Dungeon, yeah, it's bad. Anyways, this is the deck of many things. The Vision of the Vizier. So yeah, you get the Vizier. It lets you, like, see the future. The Mark of the Star. This one's really good, because it's yours forever. It's a legendary boom, and it has a daily action. As a free action, choose one ability score. Till the end of the encounter, you get a +1. And yeah, it's a pretty neat item. Anyhow, on to book 2. This is the Enemies and Allies. This is the town of Winter Haven. Shows you the map. Gives you a rundown of what's there. They got the inns and taverns, the population. This is the day in the life of the people there. Another one by Zoran Boros and his homeboy. And here's some of the major quests you can take. There's another one by the same art team. Destroy the deck, a major quest. There's Lord Pedrick. He's the Lord of Winterhaven. Or Winterfell, whatever it's called. And this here is Sir Oakley. He's a knight of Bahamut. He wants to destroy the deck of many things, and he's not wrong to want to do that. But you have see, this is the thing. You pull a card and find out who the secret collector is. Depending on which card you pull, you get a secret collector. And then that leads to all the other stuff on that table there. So this here is an encounter that happens near the end of the adventure. This is when Lord Pedrick says, hey, I know you guys have found cards. I want to complete the deck so I can use its power to save my city. And if you don't give it to him, he gets all these guards. Look at all these enemies in this room. He gets them all on you. And here's... there's another patron you might have. He'll send you on a bunch of quests. He's an elf. He lives in the forest right near there. It's a Fey Grove. It's kind of connected to the Feywild. And, yeah, he'll go a little insane, wanting to collect the rest of the cards. And, you know, it's a very similar thing. He wants the power of the cards so that he can get revenge, because his father worked with the knights there, and they failed and lost the whole place to demons and shit. And this here is Sir Oakley, if he's the man. Here's his stats. 404 hit points. Youch. You don't want to fight Sir Oakley if you don't have to. And then there's a rival team. And it doesn't mean they're villains or anything. They're another group of adventurers that are searching the ruins there. And you run into them a few times according to the story. And you can fight. There's all kinds of things. But that's a picture of them. That is the rivals. And I'll zoom in here on their names so you can see who they are. And there they are. And the artwork is by, let's see if I can find it, Jim Nelson. That's a pretty good piece of artwork, I think. Here's their stats. You know, the stats of those characters. The light's playing tricks on me. Lena, she's only got 69 hit points. She's not so hard. But then you got Backrosh and the Orcs. These are the guys that run the town now. The town around the place. Another. Oh, this is a David Alsop piece of artwork. And this here, he's the necromancer, or whatever he is. Vaden Cartwright. He's down in the depths of the catacombs below the abbey. And he is not a good dude. Oh, and here's the beholder you get to fight. And here's the dragon. I'm telling you, this adventure has it all. There's a dungeon, there's dragons, there's a beholder, there's a necromancer, there's minotaurs, onis, gnolls, all in one fight. And of course you have the cards. This is the big deal. Alright, well that ends book 2. That shows you, that shows you the enemies and the allies you have. And this here is just the encounters. And it's set up just like that other book. But this one here, you have an actual skill challenge. This is how you get through the orc village without getting in a fight. It's complexity 2. You got to get 6 successes before 3 failures. And you role play these kind of things out. Like, how are we doing it? We got disguise, avoidance, And here's my favorite encounter. This is with the Etten. He's on the cover of the box. It shows here he's slothful. He just lays on the ground and sleeps, or gets wasted. And when the adventurers encounter him, you can read this. He says, "What's the password?" And then you can see which heads are awake. So you got 1 to 2 is both, 3 to 4 is just Spike, and 5 and 6 is Bruise. And Spike, he's going to let you in if you say, "I'll get you this thing that the chief has." And this guy here is going to let you in if you can bring him a bottle of Fey wine. But this is their stats here. They're a level 10 elite soldier. They are really hard to fight. And because it's a 2-headed giant, you roll initiative twice, and he gets a full turn on both of your initiative counts. And he's got a lot of hit points. He's got only 1 real attack, smash. He's got a range of 2. He's plus 15 to hit. It's going to hit anybody. 1 die 12 plus 12. And he can push you 1 square. And he marks you if he hits you. Oh, it's bad. And he's got the triggering SWAT at will. An enemy enters a square where it flanks the Etten. It means he's got a good spot where he'll grant combat advantage to his ally. Immediate reaction, melee 2, 1 creature flanking. Plus 13 to hit, the Etten pushes the target up to 3 squares. So you come to get into position to help your allies, and he just knocks you back. And yeah, it's a pretty fun encounter if you don't have to fight him. If you have to fight him, it's going to be rough. But it's, that's part of the thing too. That's all part of D&D. And there's your Barlgura, the demon. And there's all kinds of neat stuff in this encounter. But you guys have seen encounters before. There's nothing really new here. This is where you fight the Orc Chieftain. This is the map you fight him on. It's pretty cool. And here's the Whispering Grove. And, I don't want to try to sell this adventure short. I mean, there's a lot of awesome things you can do in it. See, like here, there's 2 owlbears in this shack, and you want to get in there, so, because there's something that you need to find in there, right? You know it's there, but there's these 2 owlbears in there. And as you can see, an owlbear has 212 hit points, and, he's tough, and he hits hard, and 4 die 6 plus 6 on his basic attack. Yeesh. 4 die 8 plus 22 if he hits you with his beak. He's tearing you apart. You do not want to fight this thing. And there's 2 of them. Yeesh. So there's a skill challenge. How to drive off the owlbears. They codified the rules, but check it here. It's an encounter level 6 either way. If you run them off, if you don't have to fight them, you still get that XP, which is pretty good. Here's another cool place, the Font of Ayun. And this has a different variable level because you can role play the whole thing. Yeah, here's object mimics, a black pudding. Yeesh. Here's where you fight the beholder. It's all pretty good. Yeah, so for a Dungeons and Dragons adventure, and this one has a lot of cool stuff in it, I'd say you can't go wrong with the Madness at Gardmore Abbey. I think this is a really good one, and I think if you have a chance to check it out, you should. Thanks for watching. This is Rocco the Cringe signing out. Long live the Legion.